So this Friday, June 28th, there will be an attribute roster upgrade here in MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty. Players are going to be upgraded, players are going to be downgraded, and I'm here in this video to give you guys my predictions on who I think is going gold, diamond, all that good type of stuff. So hopefully you guys get some value out of this. If you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to be if you like MLB The Show content. Remember, the merch is going live on Friday, the hat and the brand new hoodies, so make sure you guys keep that in mind. And let's go ahead and get into it. So just like every roster update video, I have to remind you guys of three things before we start actually talking about the predictions itself. Number one, these are just predictions. These are not guarantees. So if you choose to invest your stubs in any of the players that I talk about in this video and they don't end up panning out, I'm sorry. It was never a guarantee. It was just my prediction. You chose to invest the stubs. Number two, I only like to talk about upgrades. I do not cover any downgrades in my predictions videos. So if you're worried that a diamond you have may end up going gold, you should probably do that research on your own because I am not going to talk about it here in these videos. And number three, I only talk about predictions of guys that I think are jumping from one tier to the next. So I talk about guys who I think are going to be bronze to silver, silver to gold, gold to diamond. There are some guys who are like an 81 or an 82 who could definitely deserve an upgrade, but I don't really choose to talk about them too much because I only like to talk about the guys who I think are going to make the full tier jump. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into my bronze to silver predictions. Only two this week, nothing too crazy, so let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, we're going to talk about Alex Verdugo from the Los Angeles Dodgers, currently sitting at a 72 overall bronze. He's playing very well. I actually saw this guy hit a walk-off in person, I think on, what was it, Saturday? Yeah, Saturday they were playing the Rockies. He had a walk-off. I think he had 2 home runs in that game, actually. So Alex Verdugo definitely playing very, very well. This season, he is hitting 304 with a 353 on base, a 487 slugging percentage, and 840 OPS. He's got 7 home runs with 17 doubles, 2 triples, and 32 runs batted in so far. He's definitely been one of the highlights of the Dodgers season so far. Obviously, they've got Cody Bellinger playing MVP caliber baseball. They've got Hyun-Jin Ryu, probably a Cy Young candidate right now, with Walker Buehler having a great month of June. The Dodgers are just clicking on a lot of different levels, getting production out of everybody, and Alex Verdugo is one of the big reasons why. If we take a look at his card on the show, his strong point when it comes to hitting is his contact versus righties at 72. I think he definitely needs a power upgrade against righties, plus or he's got 13 doubles and 6 home runs against righties so far this year. He also has 7 extra base hits against lefties and 35 power. That's pretty low. So I think if he gets an upgrade to both power numbers as well as his contact versus lefties, because he's currently hitting 348 against left-handed pitching this year, I think that should go up. The reverse splits will be really nice. Overall, with all the hitting upgrades and the way he's playing, I think Alex Verdugo could definitely get a +3 to a 75 silver. I'm going to have him going up in this update. Another guy in the NL West who has been playing really well is going to be Desmond from the Colorado Rockies. I do have him possibly going up to a 75 as well, right with Alex Verdugo. Desmond's having a really good year, man. 281 average with a 341 on base, a 518 slugging, and 859 OPS. 10 bombs this year, 20 doubles, 2 triples, 40 runs batted in. Say whatever you want about the Coors Field effect. I think he's still playing some pretty good ball overall. The thing with not Alex Verdugo, Desmond's card is he's more of a lefty killer, you know, and not really a killer by any means. I mean, 68-60 isn't anything crazy, but maybe you get him in BR with that +16 inside edge. He's a good bench bat. I don't know. But against lefties this year, he's doing his thing, man. Hitting 344 with OPS well over 1100. 7 home runs, 10 doubles, a triple. He's really doing his thing against lefties, so he could probably get an upgrade in both contact and power to make that even better to reflect how he's actually playing. But he could also get a little bit of a power boost to righties. I don't think he's going to get a contact upgrade because he is only hitting 239 against right-handed pitching. So I think if he's going to get anything upgraded to his right-handed numbers, it's going to be his power. He's got 3 home runs, a triple, and 10 doubles, so that's 14 extra base hits against against right-handed pitching, which is okay. I don't see the vision going up. I don't really know if anything is going to be going up on the fielding. I wouldn't be absolutely shocked if this guy stayed at a bronze, maybe like a 74, but I think a 3 overall upgrade could get him there if you mix in some of the power against righties in there and just keep increasing his hitting. So possibly Ian Desmond Silver this week. So those are the only 2 bronzes I have to talk about. Now we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the guys that I think could be going gold this update. Pete freaking Alonso, what an absolute stud this guy is right now in the big leagues. His rookie year right now, he's my National League Rookie of the Year, and the numbers back that up extremely well, dude. Let's just start off basic. 280 average with a 373 on base, a 642 slugging, and an OPS at 1015, over 1,000. So for a rookie, those are insanely good hitting numbers. He's got 27 home runs on the season, 27, and we're not even done with June yet. He's on pace for what is that, like 60 something, like close to 60. It's wild. So 27 home runs, 17 doubles, 61 RBIs right there. Most people will be content with 27 home runs by the end of the year. He's got it before July even hits. And the funny thing is, he's still not even leading the league. Christian Yelich is on another level too. So Pete Alonso's killing it. And to be completely honest, he could probably get a hitting upgrade in all of these different categories. I mean, 62-73 contact. Against righties, he's hitting 274. Against lefties, he's hitting 297. Both of those could probably go up. Against righties, home runs, he's got 17 home runs and 12 doubles against righties, with 10 home runs, 5 doubles, and a triple against lefties. So maybe the power versus lefties stays where it is, but the power versus righties, the contact against both sides, I think should come up, dude. His vision may stay where it is, and that's okay with me. And the fielding really doesn't matter. We kind of know that fielding at first base right now isn't the biggest deal when it comes to guys like Frank Thomas, Josh Bell, those big dudes. Pete Alonso's a pretty big-bodied dude, so if the defense is where it is, fine. I think he definitely has earned the gold status with the way he's been hitting. 27 home runs before the All-Star break, dude. That is just ridiculous. Give Pete Alonso a gold. He only needs 2 points. Next up, we're going to talk about Jeff McNeil, Pete Alonso's teammate, also at a 78, also having a killer year. He's wild right now, dude. He's got a 339 average with a 403 on base, a 488 slugging, and an OPS of 891. So he's not really a power hitter. He's got 5 home runs and almost 20 doubles, so he does have a little bit of that gap power, maybe not as much over the fence power, but he's finding holes in the outfield and stretching those into extra base hits, which is, you know, that's a piece of power in itself. So that's helping his OPS, that's helping his slugging and everything. So the thing about Jeff McNeil is that his contact against both sides is already so high in MLB The Show. Sure, I think he can get a little bit of a power upgrade, maybe like 4 or 5 points, something like that. Nothing too wild, but I think where he might actually get an upgrade is in the fielding category. He's got a 63 fielding rating right now with 68 arm strength. Now, I don't know too much about his arm, but if I look at his defensive WAR, he's got a 0.3 defensive WAR. He's got a positive defensive WAR. I think they could possibly buff him up to a gold 2 points just by affecting his fielding a little bit, because truthfully I don't really see how he gets gold based off his hitting. The inside edge right now has him at plus 16 against righties, and you know, he's hitting good, but plus 16 against righties, that's a heavy upgrade right there. I mean, he is hitting 328, but still, that's not 100 and what is that, 14 contact. That's like some of the best in the game right there. So he'll probably stay where he's at with the contact, but the fielding could use an upgrade. And once again, if he's gonna get anything as far as hitting, it's probably gonna be a power against righties with 12 doubles, 5 home runs, and a triple. So we'll see about Jeff McNeil. I think if it's gonna happen, it's gonna be the fielding. How about Ketel Marte, bro? Like, what a year this guy is putting together. Where did this power come from? Nobody thought this guy had this type of power, and he's just putting him up left and right. It's like Tommy La Stella, just out of nowhere. I don't know what happens. He just finds the power swing, and boom, this is the season we're having. So Ketel Marte from the Diamondbacks hitting 312 with a 361 on base, a 585 slugging, and a 946 OPS. He's got 20 home runs with 17 doubles on the year, 4 triples, 51 total RBIs. Now, let's take a look at his card. card in the game. He's kind of like Ian Desmond with the lefty killer stats, 84-78 against lefties, 61-51 against righties. Against righties this season, he's hitting 311. That's a way better average than a 61 contact versus righties rating shows. Like, he needs to have his contact versus righties upgraded as soon as possible because that's not doing him justice. He's also got 11 home runs, 3 triples, and 13 doubles against righties. 51 power for, what is that, 27 extra base hits against righties? No, that's got to go up as well. The lefty numbers could probably stay where they're at. You know, he's hitting 314 with 9 home runs, 4 doubles against lefties. Those 84-78, that could probably stay where that's at. But the righty numbers on this card need to come up, honestly, drastically. So with those numbers coming up, he's at a 78 overall. I think Ketel Marte might have enough to get him up to that 80 overall gold threshold. So I'd keep my eye on this guy. Okay, the last silver to gold prediction I have is going to be Will Harris from the Houston Astros. So Will Harris is a guy that I talked about in the last video as well. I think he's got a strong chance, and I don't really think a lot of people are talking about him. And this season, he's got a 1.29 ERA in 28 innings pitched, 31 appearances. He's struck out 25 batters, only walked 6. He's got a whip exactly at 1, and if we look at his per nines throughout his the year, all of them are lower except for 1. So he's got a lower hits per 9 rate. He's got a lower home runs per 9 rate, a lower walks per 9, and the only thing that's actually like not as good as it has been is the strikeouts per 9. In the last 2 seasons, the strikeouts per 9 has been above 10. This year he's only hovering around 8, so he's not striking out as many batters, but he's putting less guys on the bases, he's allowing less home runs, and he's clutching up when guys are actually on base. Will Harris hasn't allowed a run since June 6th, where they played the Seattle Mariners, and before that, in the month of May, he didn't allow a single run. He took his ERA down from 1.74 to a 0.95 in the month of May in, like, what is that, 10 appearances or something like that. He's only allowed 2 earned runs this entire month as well. So literally in the last 2 months, he's allowed 2 earned runs. That is wild. Like, he is shutting it down. Anytime somebody gets on base, he's getting them off base. Once again, he's not striking out as many batters, but he's doing a very good job at keeping them off base. I think he definitely could get a hits per 9 upgrade, maybe a walks per 9 upgrade, and I think a home runs per 9 upgrade, as well as a clutch. There's a lot of different ways you could go with Will Harris. You could probably get a control upgrade too to kind of match his walks per 9. Will Harris could get an upgrade in many different places. I think he might get gold this week. All right, now we're getting into the fun ones, guys. Gold to diamond. Who do I think is going diamond this week? And I'm just gonna warn you right now, Trevor Story is going to pretty much become the new Ronald Acuna Jr. for me. So Acuna went diamond in the last roster update. I think now the guy that needs to go diamond is Trevor Story, and there's one real big reason why. So before we get into that, let's take a look at his stats just to go over everything. He's hitting 294 with a 360 on base, a 547 slugging, and a 907 OPS, 17 home runs, 20 doubles, 48 RBIs on the season. Obviously, he's going to go off against lefties, right? He's got 93 contact, 95 power against left-handed pitching. This season, he's absolutely going crazy once again with a 333 average and 891 OPS. And in the last roster update, he went from an 83 to an 84, and they did upgrade his numbers against righties. Now, even with that upgrade, he still stayed at a gold, but there was a day when Trevor Story was inside edge, up 1 to an 85, and literally all he needs is a +1 to contact and power against righties. He literally needs to be a 68-82 against righties, and right now we have him at a 67-81. I 100% believe that in the last roster update, they upgraded his stats to get him there, and they bumped him down just by 1 point, so that way there wouldn't be another live series diamond going up. I 100% believe they sabotaged Trevor Story in the last roster update. He should be a diamond, literally 1 point off. He's got 14 home runs and 12 doubles against righties. Give him an 82 power against righties. What are we doing? Trevor Story needs to be diamond. Let's go ahead and talk about Kirby Yates next. This is a guy that's getting a lot of attention right now. He's currently sitting at an 83. He needs a 2 overall upgrade to get him up to the diamond rating. Let's take a look at his numbers, just see what he's got. He's currently boasting a 1.36 ERA right now in 33 innings pitched. He is 26 out of 27 on save opportunities. He's got 54 strikeouts to only 9 walks. His whip is almost to a 0.8. It's at a 0.909 right now. And if we take a look at what he's putting up, he's got a lower hits per 9 than he had last year, a lower home runs per 9 than he had last year. The walks per 9 is about the same, and then the strikeouts per 9 are up. He's striking out about 14, almost 15 batters per 9 innings. So the 100 Ks per 9 definitely is doing him justice. But the thing about him is that I think he needs an upgrade to the walks per 9. 61 walks per 9, I think that could be bumped up. I think he could also get an upgrade to the clutch as well, because he's been a very consistent closer. His last appearance was on the 23rd at Pittsburgh, and it did end up resulting in his first blown save of the year. He did allow 1 earned run. 2 of the other runs were unearned, but either way, that was the first bad appearance for him in a long time. The last earned run he allowed was June 14th, and then before that, it was May 4th. So, similar to Will Harris, before this last game, he had only allowed 3 earned runs in the last 2 months. So, really, Kirby Yates has been extremely consistent. He had 1 blown save, and it just happened to be right before the roster update, which kind of sucks for him. But, I mean, he's been very consistent. I think you get the clutch up on the card a little bit more. I think you get the home runs per 9 as well as the walks per 9 up. The control could probably stay at 77, but the walks per 9 should probably go up. So similar to Will Harris, I think there's a lot of different ways and a lot of different avenues they could use to bump Kirby Yates up to that 85 overall diamond. So hopefully Kirby Yates gets there. I'm gonna say he will, just to be on the fun side here. The last guy we're gonna talk about in the video is gonna be Xander Bogaerts from the Boston Red Sox. Xander Bogaerts needs to get some love, dude. He is getting ignored. He's got a 296 average with a 388 on base, a 529 slugging, and a 917 OPS. He's got 14 home runs on the year with 51 RBIs. That's good in itself. And then you add another 27 doubles on top of that. This dude is hitting for power in the gaps, over the fence. He's doing it all. He's really killing it. If we take a look at his card, he's got 76, 84 contact. That could probably stay where it is. He's got a 299 average against righties. That could actually probably go up a little bit now that looking at it. 288 against lefties. That could stay at an 84. Perfectly fine with that. But he needs a major upgrade to his power against righties. He's got 9 home runs and 21 doubles against righties so far this year. That is 30 extra base hits against righties. He's sitting at a 63 power. That's got to come up, as well as the power versus lefties could get a boost. 5 home runs, 6 doubles. I'd be okay with that sitting at 60, but you know, if it goes up, it goes up. And I also think his vision should go up a little bit. I think he's striking out less this year. And you know, 70, that could possibly go up a couple points. And I don't know, man. All he needs is a 2 overall upgrade. Maybe they do him dirty like they did Trevor Story in the last update, where they only bump him up 1 and they keep him just under that diamond range. But we'll see, man. Xander Bogaerts is a fun guy to keep an eye on. Hopefully he makes diamond. Those are my update predictions. If you guys did agree with any of them, or you feel like there's anybody I missed, or whatever your opinion is, feel free to leave it down in the comments. People can check the comments as well for upgrade predictions and things along those lines, so it's not just here in the video. But if you guys did enjoy it, please drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Remember, the merch goes on sale on Friday, so keep your eyes on that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video though. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.